Hello, freak geeks and everything in between. This is another session of San Francisco by Night. Tonight, we are catching up. We are doing part two of a session that kind of had to end abruptly because my phone was being a bastard. So, anyways, this is Russ's debut case. He has been tasked with investigating the strange new drug that's going around the city, known as Greenlight or Go. He has decided to start off with his investigation with a individual recently arrested named Edward
Fox.
Fox. Yep, Edward Fox. Edward was arrested, let's say about a day ago, and has been in holding. They haven't actually done any interviews with him yet. He stands accused. Evidence is mounted against him, but Russ is, and they've done an initial interview, but they haven't gotten much out of him besides a couple of growling threats and other less savory insults. Russ is in charge of this investigation. Some things before you go into this investigation you should know. Edward Fox before this had no priors. In fact, all records show he was a fairly model citizen. What we do have is according to his colleagues, he was all around a fairly nice guy before this. He and his wife were married for about 5 years, and they, according by all accounts, it was a happy marriage. He had twins last April and was overjoyed. According to witnesses and his colleagues, the children were a planned pregnancy. So, Russ, are you doing anything before entering, or are you just going to enter in? Russ, you're muted.
Sorry. I was just making sure my settings were all right. Yeah, I'll just go in.
All right. Okay. Russ, as you enter, can you roll me a perception check?
That's just wits composure, right?
Yep. Plus whatever bonuses you have.
Okay. Should only be good old +2. Can't go wrong with +2.
All right.
Let's consider it exceptional, because our good old gift.
All right. So, right off the bat, as you enter, the smell of copper and iron, the tangy smell of copper and iron that normally is associated with blood hits your nose. Sitting before you is what looks to be a fairly average looking guy in his middle ages, maybe around 35, 36. His hair is short, short brown cropped hair. He's Caucasian, but you can see hints of other nationalities, such as hints of an Asian nationality underneath it all. There's slight gray in his hair. He looks up at you with a cocky grin, and you instantly get the sense that something else is in here with him. You smell a spirit on him.
Yeah. Under an influence, I'd assume. Russ will sit down on the ground to focus.
All right. So real quick.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, the room you are in is is the main interview room, right?
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
So he's cuffed. His hands are to the table with what is basically a modern day cuffing. So it's two bands around his two metal bands around his wrists and ankles. There are no chains, but they're magnetically sealed, so he can move around and stuff. But he has to keep his hands to the table and keep sitting. It's much more comfortable than a normal chains, but at the same time, it's much more safe. And he'll just give you a cocky grin as you enter and go, well, they're sending big boys now.
Simply go and sit in the chair because I assume there's one for me. And we'll look at Edward and we'll just watch him for a bit and see how big he talks himself.
He'll just study you back. Before going for basically that same cocky smile on his face, and he goes before trying to sort of lunge at you, but being stopped by his cuffs, looking down, giving a small growl before going, these won't hold me for that much longer. You know?
Russell simply put his arm on the table and lean his head up against it and go, I guess that's the difference between me and you right now. I mean, I'm outside of all this, really. I'm a beast outside the walls. I got no chains on me. You're stuck here. You have to stay chained down to this table, and I guess I have as long as I want with you. We can talk this out, Edward. We can figure things out.
Edward, he'll laugh slowly and go, yeah, Edward. I left that name behind me. Folks call me Eddie nowadays.
Hmm.
Name when I bashed those whiny brats, when I bashed that whiny bitch's face in. You know how good it felt? Claim I'm pain, but I've never felt more free in my life.
That's funny. I would never think an accountant could survive that hell for more than a couple days, really. How'd you do it for so long, Edward? Oh, or Eddie. It's Eddie. The same name I'd give a monkey that could play with a stick, you know?
Sorry, can you repeat that, Alf? I didn't hear half that.
Oh, yeah. Russ told him that, how do you survive as an accountant for that many years? And then he called him a monkey who can play with a stick. uh, Let me just fix that. All right.
Eddie will chuckle. You go, I really don't know. I really don't know. You know, I was blind for a moment. I was blind, and then suddenly, now I can see. It's like I've never realized how dull my life is. He freed me.
Hmm. And if I wanted to, brighten my life a little bit, who would I go to do that?
Shrugs and goes, shrugs and goes, it's not about, it's not who you go to, it's who finds you. Then laughs coldly and goes, a dog on a chain can never find the true freedom.
And Russ just kind of shrugs and sits back in his seat. Very casual, like probably unexpected of a detective. I don't really get you, honestly. You don't act like the others or like anybody really that I've seen. Hmm.
Oh, that's a shame because I get you. I get you nicely. I get you very well. I know you're kind. I know
Hmm.
you. Go how to Luna, why don't you? Maybe your bitch mom can explain this.
This makes the conversation much more interesting, Eddie.
Does it?
It
Does
really
it?
does.
And he'll go, I have nothing to hide. Glances at the cam walls and goes, but you never know who's listening.
Hmm.
You have anything to hide, dog of the police, hound. You know I can hear them barking from the outside, scratching to get in.
Hmm.
He freed me. He made me see the light. Maybe, if you're willing, he might be able to let you see the light as well. He then tries to lunge at you again.
Yeah, while Rest isn't responding because all these things are surely interesting, but it doesn't seem like this guy's prerogative to answer any questions really, and just antagonize Russ, which I don't think Russ is gonna lunge back because That's lower than his position.
So with your perception, I'm going to give you this.
Mhm.
With your exceptional perception check, you notice this time when he lunges, he gets just that much little further off the table before the magnets clamp down. Just a little bit more. As you'll go tick tock, tick tock. Your police have me now. But I'm just getting settled in.
Mhm.
How long do you think they can hold me? I know new thoughts, new ideas are flowing in now. I've seen the light. I feel ready. I can go any soon. I know I'll be able to go, and no one out there, not the fuckers who still are chained down by the rules, can stop me.
So, did you? What drove you to take these drugs, Eddie? I'm just curious.
Laughs sarcastically and goes, "You know, that bitch was sick.
Mm-hmm.
Some flu got to her, some drug. Works day in, day out, trying to help the weak, the poor. Used to think it was noble. Used to think it was great. I was so proud of her. And she got sick, bedridden, left me with the whining brats. All day they cried and cried and cried. Couldn't take it anymore. Was so tired, so exhausted. I thought I'd just take one hit, one little hit, and then, like that, and he'll hold up his hands to snap his finger. My eyes were open. I could hear him. I could hear the Duke calling to me.
Sounds like the barks and the howls of a sick rabbit dog, Eddie. So, speaking of dogs, and a segue to our conversation, what do you know about the blood dogs?
They're my family. They've seen the light too.
Anyone ever talk to you? And he kind of points up to his temple.
He'll just give a cocky smile.
Hmm. Ah.
And so he'll just give that cocky smile.
Hmm. So the zealot hears his lord. It's good to know. I would give you a speech about how, oh Eddie, if you tell me everything, I can help you out. But I don't think you really deserve anything like that. You're sick.
Am I?
Yes, Eddie. I think I just told you.
So can you roll me a intelligence plus occult?
Yeah, okay. just I'm just trying to eke out something. It's not working out. We're okay at this. I don't get any bonuses in this though. Man, how
So
dare I
you're-
have to talk to people? 2 successes.
2 successes. So you're fairly sure he's not being possessed. And yet you smell a spirit on him. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like he's being possessed or urged.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like him and the spirit are slowly mixing together. His scent and the spirit's scent seem to be mixing together. It's faint right now, but it's growing stronger.
Okay. Do I know, like, just on the outset, if there's any, like, cameras in this room? Or, like...
Yeah, there's cameras.
Alright. Man, can't do anything fun.
You can turn them off.
Okay, but that's infinitely suspicious. But I got the resources to cover that up.
Alright.
I'm gonna turn them off.
Because, like, you have the access codes. Sometimes there's instances when you need to turn cameras off. There's times when, for example, you're interviewing a case for one of the big corporations, and they don't want stuff on public record.
Oh yeah, this is definitely not something for public record.
Right.
I'll go. I'm gonna go do that if it's all possible.
You don't even really need to move. You can call this up and do this on a tablet. Your pet.
All right.
Pet pal.
All right. Tip tap.
All right.
Now, I mean, once I know that, and like, I imagine the door is just like a block, because I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna walk over to my dear friend Eddie, and I'm gonna tell him something. I'm gonna just very casually lean on the table and tell him, there's nothing here anymore. There's no one watching. It's just you in a cage, me watching. And you know that light you see? You know that closeness you feel? The absolute togetherness you're starting to feel with this entity? What if I said I could tear that out of you, pull it out of you, make you go back to that time as an accountant? A feeble, weak-willed piece of garbage. And no one would know. Nothing would get out.
Roll me a manipulation plus intimidation.
Cool. Can I spend a willpower on this?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna do that because he's not actually good at that at all.
Keep in mind, so you can do that, but we'll take a -3.
Yeah, that's why I was -3 because I'm unskilled, or like
no minus. It's your normal penalties. The minus in addition -3 because that's his composure.
Oh, okay. I'm still unfamiliar with the rules.
Yeah,
but I am skilled.
This isn't going. I'm not going to have this contested. Just -3 on top of what penalties you get from.
Oh. Okay. I was just asking that because Russ is skilled in it. He just doesn't have.
Yeah. So all right. So it should be with you. It's your manipulation, which is 2, plus your intimidation, which is 2, plus 3 from willpower with a
So
um, with a -3, so it's still just 4 dice.
okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, do you want to instead risk willpower? Because you can do this once per scene.
I don't remember what that does, but sure.
All right, so risking willpower. You can choose another thing, so it's you get the +3, but in addition, you can either get 9s again, have an exceptional success on 3 dice, 3 successes, or let me see. Those are the 2 good ones for this.
Okay. Which one would you suggest? Just asking.
Probably would be give you a better chance of getting at least 1 dice.
All right. So 9 again, or did I hear that funny?
9 again.
All right.
Well, actually, your status as a police officer should come in handy here. So add another +3.
All right. the roll of the century. So it should be
7 dice total.
Yeah. Okay, I counted it. I was just making sure because we did a lot of things.
Yeah.
0 successes. Oh boy.
So since this is you risk willpower, this you lose the willpower. You get 2 beats.
Oh boy, I have an experience.
But this counts as dramatic failure.
Yeah.
So he's just going to start laughing in your face. And you can tell he doesn't believe you for an instant. So you can take the shaken condition as you look into his eyes and you see something almost alien in there.
Man, just tempted me to smash this guy to death. Man, not a single success. I'm so angry, but that's fine. Jeez. Okay.
He's going to laugh and go, "Little dog is all bark, no bite."
I will bite him. Like, actually, like, I will shift and bite him if he is going to do that. I just gotta decide if I want to do that and how much trouble I'll be in. Would I know how much trouble I'd be in if I'm intelligent enough?
Well, first things first. If you're in that, you're going to have to attack every round.
Oh, I'm not gonna.
Just going berserk.
Yeah.
If you're going full werewolf, I mean you can go dark and stuff like that, but like you'd have to explain the beating.
Man, he's got me. That roll really fucked me. Fine. I guess we leave.
You're just going to walk out. As you leave, He's going to go, that's right. Run back to your little pack. Run back to your buddies.
Well, now he's being a liability to me because he knows what I am.
He's going to, as you leave, and him calling it out, he's going to go, tick tock, tick tock. It's only a matter of time before I get out as well. Just need to settle.
There's something that feels so wrong with letting him live, even though I'm on the side of like justice and the law right now. It's like he knows, and he could tell everybody and everything and mess up everything, and like there's something wrong with him. He's inherently evil.
Which plus empathy here?
Okay. Just this guy's just making me uncomfortable right now. I don't like him.
I'll give you a hint just because this is something you would realize.
Mm-hmm. 0 successes. I can't roll dice.
Yep. All right, so yeah. I'm not going to give you anything. So what do you want to do?
What an investigator I am. What an investigator I am.
So are you
Ace
just
detective. I need a moment, like, Russ needs a moment to think, like, outside of the room before he goes in and does anything.
You're just going to walk out? Are you just going to stand outside the room? Are you going to go get coffee? Are you going to go chill?
We'll go get some coffee. Even though we don't need it, it's comforting because we're shaken. Man, it usually works when you threaten killing people. He doesn't say that out loud, but he's definitely thinking it.
So, real quick, just to let you know, with food and stuff, you don't get any nutritional value.
I know.
You
explain
still
this.
The taste and everything. And coffee is still a drug.
Mm-hmm.
So you might need to drink more coffee than usual because of your regeneration, but you do get that little caffeine boost.
Yeah, I know. You said so already. I was just... It was just more of a character thought instead of a, like, okay. I didn't actually need anything from this. It was coffee's a fun idea, okay? He's still in there, and he's still brooding, and... Man, maybe I could mess with the spirit directly? I'm not sure. Draw it into an item, maybe? That would be interesting to do in front of him.
Alright. Can you roll me another intelligence occult check?
Yep, sure can. Does the specialty in spirits apply?
Yes.
Okay. So that just specialties do what again? God damn it, I'm sorry.
Device.
Put 9 again on it? Okay.
No, not.
You cut out, so I was just trying to make an assumption.
+1 to your dice roll.
Alright. Sorry.
Yeah. You can spend a willpower on this if you want.
No.
And real quick, actually, what is your special, your professional training asset skills?
Investigation, stealth, and that was it.
You have one more. It's either occult, craft, or athletics.
It was craft.
It was craft? All right.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So you've one success, I'll give you this. Since you have a specialty in spirits, you know there are conditions where a spirit and a thing, a mortal body, a human, a object, or a corpse can become what is called claimed. Claimed are when the spirit literally fuses with the person, their memories, thoughts, and ideals becoming one thing. It's not so much a possession as a taint. Claims have, as a claim settles, they slowly, the mental fusion takes place right away, but over the next several days, they slowly fuse together. Or the fusion takes more and more pronounced effects on the human or the body of the claimed as they slowly start to mutate and gain power from being acclaimed.
Yeah.
When
I know
a guy is possessed or urged, he is most likely claimed.
Yeah.
And the only way to deal with the claim, the main way to deal with the claim is to kill the claim or get the spirit to leave voluntarily. Perhaps there are other ways. Perhaps you can make a fetish of some sort once you identify what this is. However, the big thing you know is while you're interviewing him within 24 hours of his murder and most likely becoming claimed, because he looks fairly still human, he's going to start mutating. Become obvious. It's going to quickly become obvious that he is not human.
Yeah. And I mean, that would be a threat that we could directly address with the pack itself, because it's either we, snuff it out now or we mess up later.
The problem is he's sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah. So I need to draw it out somehow.
Yep. So this is something you might want to wait and talk with Christine about.
Yeah.
You're aware that she's a wolf, newly formed wolf-blooded in the pack, and it's been alluded that she has connections with other things and other people. So it might be a good idea to go find her and talk to her.
Yep.
So why don't we end here until I can get Christine and you together?
Okay.
All right. This has been another session of San Fran by Night. Thank you, listeners, for listening. Thank you, players, for playing.